Firing for effect. Oh, that's got it.
UAV standing by.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. This one, as you probably saw from the thumbnail, is going to be a little bit different. What I've decided to do is a bit of a roundup of what I've been playing throughout January. This would have been released a little bit sooner, but I have had some technical issues this week, which is why you haven't seen any videos get uploaded at all. But hopefully that's all now resolved. The PC seems to be working okay, so it should be back to normal. There's a few reasons for doing a video like this, certainly from my point of view anyway. I do play a lot of other games other than just racing games. I don't want to obviously take away from what the channel is becoming. But at the same time, it is nice to just show you a few other bits, and equally I'm sure a lot of you guys play different things as well, so it'd be nice to hear what you've been playing and everything like that, and I just figured it'd be a nice way to round off each month. The other reason is that I'm getting sent down some really good challenges. I've had a few good ones this month that I've really enjoyed putting together, but I need an outlet really to put these into that's not going to detract from other videos that I'm trying to do and things like that. So again, this is going to work really well as a platform to try and answer those questions that you might have, and also address those challenges and make sure I can post a response within the month of actually getting them. So what I'm going to start with is the latest challenge that I got. Now this one came down from Smiley Face. He said, here's a challenge idea: try drifting any car with any setup with as much power as you want, but with race soft tyres. But you can only use N-class cars, no group 2, 3 or 4, and yeah, just try to drift it decently. Now obviously that was never going to be easy. I did say it looked very challenging to him, but the question was whether it was even possible or not. Most drift setups that I'm creating on here, to get them comfortable, you're using either comfort hards or mediums at a push when the car's really powerful. But as always, I'm always willing to give it a go. If you come up with a challenge, I'm always going to try it out. Whether I'll succeed or not is a completely different thing, but with this one it was just about selecting the right car. I went through a few different options, mostly American muscle cars, actually thinking that the overall sort of torque and raw power is going to be enough to slide the rear end out, but the issue with having the race soft tyres both front and rear is that the car just wants to snap back, and you need something that's really going to be consistent and actually able to go rev right through the range, which the American cars just weren't really doing. I was then thinking back to the cars that I've been using for the different drift setups, trying to work out what sort of seemed the most aggressive that might be able to power through that tyre choice. And there was only one choice really, and that was the F40, but with interesting results, to be fair. First of all, I thought what I'd do is just use the setup I've normally been using, just put the race softs on and see how I get on. And the result was basically what you saw at the beginning of this video, which is this car likes to take off. I had no idea you could even do this in GT Sport. Once I'd done it, I did search it on YouTube and found lots of people using the F40 actually as a wheelie car, and it does work very well if that's what you're after. But for me, it meant going back to the drawing board with the settings, because I really did need to adjust this, stiffen everything up, because all it wanted to do was constantly wheelie back. So what I did was set everything hard and take it out on the track. And it's not easy. It's definitely one of those things, if you want to give it a go, please do. But it's not easy, certainly to be consistent. It's impossible. It's not a good drift setup. However, I was only asked to drift it decently, and I think I've got a few corners that are worth putting up, which I'll show you now. There we go. I think I just about managed to scrape it, and I do mean scrape that challenge. There's certainly no consistency with that build at all. But if you do want to have a go, I've just put the settings on the screen. Just pause, you know, and make sure you're getting them all right. Basically, everything's a lot stiffer than a previous setup on there. The one thing I will say about this F40 in this build is the fact that it is incredibly powerful, and obviously with those racing soft tyres, this thing just rockets along. So you need to treat it as such, and put the, you know, go into every corner at the most extreme angle you can, and just hold it for as long as possible, because this thing will either want to straighten up or spin you out. But once you get it, feel for it, you can enjoy it. But you know, have a go yourself. Let me know how you do with it. Before I move on as well, I would just like to say a massive thank you to everyone that has sent in a challenge or a request recently. I really appreciate all the comments you guys give me, but particularly these challenges have kept me very busy over the last month, and it's been a lot of fun doing them. So if anyone out there can think of any more challenges for me, obviously just let me know, drop it down in the comment section below, and I'll get to it as quick as I can. Before I move on to the other games I've been playing this month, I would just like to finish up GT Sport quickly. Now, as some of you are aware, I'm sure from watching my other videos, I did get PlayStation VR at Christmas. Now, I'm really enjoying VR, certainly for Dirt Rally, and I've been recently playing it on GT Sport as well. Now, the ultimate challenge I'm finding at the minute is actually to get good with drifting with the wheel along with the VR headset. Now, I don't use a wheel anyway for drifting, so it's just adding that little bit more of a challenge. But I've been messing around ever since I found the 350Z earlier on in the month to be one of the easiest cars in the game to drift. I figured I'd have a go. You're seeing a bit of footage now. It is very, very rough. I'm by no means good at this stage, but I'm enjoying it. It's really immersive, and it's something that I'm going to continue to do. So maybe in the future I'll be able to put up a video of me drifting something in VR, but we shall see. But anyway, we'll move on to some other games. Right, so first up, I've got Call of Duty Black Ops 4. It's a game I've been playing every month really since the game came out, but I have to say I've reached a level now where I don't think I'm going to continue playing the multiplayer side of it anymore. It does feel like the developers are leaving it well alone. They're concentrating far too much on Blackout. And Blackout's good every now and again, but it's certainly not why I buy Call of Duty. Now, I've always enjoyed Treyarch games, certainly Black Ops 1, World at War even, and Black Ops 2 I really enjoyed. Black Ops 3 was probably the better of the advanced movement games. But ultimately, Black Ops 4 I feel like it's been a bit of a letdown. I have played it, but as you can probably see from the video here anyway, I've prestiged once. Normally in a Call of Duty game I would spend some serious time on it and get to a reasonable level. But at the same time, I would also like to make you all very aware I'm not a good Call of Duty player. It's just something that I like to play in a social way with my friends, and also something I just would like to kick back and relax with. It suits my lifestyle very well. I can come in and play 5 minutes and turn it back off again. It's no problem at all. But with Black Ops 4, I feel like they've missed the mark a little bit. Like I say, they're not updating it enough. Other YouTubers have hit the nail right on the head. Thunder, who I watch, says basically what this game needs is a no specialist playlist. I think he's completely right. Take the specialists out of it, and I think you'd have a truly brilliant Call of Duty game. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to be doing it. So for now, I'm going to put this one down. I've enjoyed it while it's lasted, but at the same time, I think I've had enough now. Be interested to hear what you guys think of the game, whether you actually play it. I know it's not been a very popular release, but even so, I'm sure a few of you do play it out there, and just let me know your thoughts on it. Next up is Dirt Rally, and I've been playing a lot of this month. Now, obviously, anyone that follows the channel knows I'm really excited for Dirt Rally 2. I've mentioned it in a couple of videos before. So what I'm trying to do is get in as much practice as I possibly can, and I'm finding it really difficult. Now, rally games is something that I've grown up on, to be honest with you, all the way back to Colin McRae. Up until the present day, and I've never had a problem with it at all. Whether it's just that I've been playing a lot of GT Sport this year, I'm not too sure, but I am struggling, genuinely really struggling. I'm a little bit concerned that I'm not going to be up to any kind of ability to play the game when the new one comes out. But hopefully I will be. I'm just going to keep practicing. I don't know whether, again, any of you guys are doing the same as me, whether you're excited for Dirt Rally 2 and you're just getting a bit of practice in. It'd be great to hear from you. Equally though, if there's any content you'd like me to create for the old Dirt Rally here before the new one comes out, then just let me know in the comments section. And with the new one coming out as well, it'd be great to hear what you would like to see me do with the game. It is something that I want to feature on the channel. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a game that I'm absolutely going to love, unless they've really messed it up, but it doesn't look like they have. So yeah, any of your thoughts would be really appreciated, and I'll just keep practicing away, trying to get ready for when the new one comes out. Another game that I've been playing, but not very much to be honest with you, is Ride 3. Now, I got this game because I wanted to cover it on the channel. I never really got round to it, I was just too busy, and now it's kind of sort of died off a little bit, so I've only played it a few times. I absolutely loved the first one, loved the second one. This one looks pretty good from what I've seen so far, but I just haven't had the time to play it. The footage you're seeing at the minute is me racing around Laguna Seca, which is a track that I wish they would add to GT Sport. It's one of my favourite tracks, and yeah, the sooner they add that, the better, to be honest with you. One thing that's really important to mention is the fact that I am definitely not a bike guy. I know nothing about bikes, but there's something about the Ride series that really attracted me to it in the first place. The fact that, you know, when I was playing MotoGP, things like that, it was all very samey, whereas with Ride you get that variety. You're riding anything from, you know, scramblers all the way up to superbikes, and it's just, yeah, for the casual gamer, for someone like myself that knows very little, the variety is what makes it interesting. So if you've never been into a motorbike game, it might be worth just trying it, or certainly wait for the price to drop a little bit and then have a go. But yeah, it's something I've always enjoyed. Maybe I should make a little bit more time for this. Maybe next month I will. But with the release of Dirt coming up, probably not, but we'll see. I would like to get around to playing a little bit more if I can. And finally, what I've done is I've grouped a whole load of games together. Now, it's a subject not everyone likes talking about. It's certainly one of those things that if you haven't tried it, I think it's very difficult to understand just how good it is. But it's VR, and now it's taken up a lot of my month, to be honest with you, ever since I got it. I've got some footage together for you here. One bit's from Ace Combat 7 that very recently came out, but it's something that I've been really enjoying. Also, Firewall 0 Hour. And Static, which is just a puzzle game. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about these, and obviously why I've been enjoying them. But yeah, you know, again, it's one of these subjects. It'd be great to hear your thoughts on VR, whether you've actually used it or not, because a lot of people, like myself included, until I got it, I never thought much of it until I actually tried it, and then you realise just how good it is. Now, these aren't the only VR games that I've been playing all month, but these are the ones I've been recording, so that's why I figured I'd talk about these rather than going back and recording stuff that I've already played through. I'm going to start with Static. Now, Static's a game, I mean, it really surprised me. It's very good. I'd read some reviews about it, people saying it was good. You look at it, on the face of it, your hands are stuck in a box. How fun can it seriously be? But at Christmas time, I actually went and did an escape room with some guys from work, something that I'd never done before. And we all walked away from that thinking it was absolutely superb. We just went in, our brains changed. It was like we just had to solve these problems as quickly as possible. We worked really, really well together and got out there as fast as we could. Now, Static feels like that. Every single level you start off knowing absolutely nothing. But the game expects you to then work it out from button presses what each button does. Use clues around the room to solve each box effectively, to move on to the next one. It is something, again, until you try it, it sounds so plain, boring, simple, but actually it engages you so much, it fully immerses you. It's almost creepy in places, the way that the doctor sort of interacts with you and everything. And yeah, you just feel this element of I need to work this out as quickly as possible. And it's just brilliant, and it's something that I've never experienced in gaming before, that sense of urgency. And do you know what? Yeah, it's great. And if you haven't tried it yet and you have the ability to use VR at home, then go and grab it. I got it for, I think I paid £3 or £4 for it, and it's generally one of my highlights of the month. Moving on from that, we've got Firewall 0 Hour. Now, this is a game, I didn't get this at Christmas time. I actually picked this up mid-month. It wasn't something that I ever knew about until I got, you know, given this VR headset at Christmas. So I went out and got it because the reviews were really, really good for it. I can see why people like it. It's very much like Rainbow Six, but obviously with VR, so you can actually sort of bend around the corners, duck down behind objects, things like that. It can be quite tactical. It's quite nice because obviously with the community on there, they're all very vocal. You're talking to each other, trying to help each other out. I have to say though, as a new player coming into it now, the game has been out since August last year. I don't think the community is quite as nice as it obviously once was. The people on there now tend to have been using it or playing the game for a long time, so they don't particularly want a newbie on their team, which is what I'm coming in as. So I didn't find everyone too friendly. There were some nice people out there, but it did hinder the gameplay a little bit for me. I didn't enjoy it quite as much as I was hoping I would. So is it something I'm going to be playing a lot going forwards? Probably not. I might duck in and out and have a few goes on it every now and again. But there's plenty of other games that I'd rather be playing, if I'm honest. And that leads me on to the final game of this month, and that is Ace Combat 7. Only recently came out towards the end of January. It's something I've been looking forward to for a long time. I've played most of the other Ace Combat games all the way back from when they were in the arcade, when I was a little boy. And yeah, it's a franchise that I really like. It wasn't great in recent history, but this one promised to be a little bit better. Now, playing it plays really nice. It's like a classic Ace Combat. It's just very polished and it looks really good. But this time round, obviously, we've got the added benefit of a bit of VR. It's not the whole game, it's just 3 levels. But what they've done with those 3 levels is pack them full of sort of set pieces and really impressive things to look at while you're actually playing through. And the sense of speed and the general movement of the planes and everything is, you know, for a lot of people going to make you feel quite sick. It's quite intense. You're actually using your head to look around and target the other planes. But if you can deal with it, it's an incredible feeling, sitting in your armchair, but genuinely feeling like you're up in a plane. You tilt it sideways, you're looking out over the side. You know, if you've got a fear of heights, you're probably going to realise it whilst you're playing this game. But genuinely, yeah, it's just fantastic, and it's another thing. If you haven't had a go on it, if you've got VR, please go and have a go. You won't be disappointed with this. You know, it's great fun. It's well worth every penny that you'd spend on it. But that concludes my January 2019 in games. I think it's been a pretty solid month, actually. I've certainly enjoyed myself, apart from having issues with the PC this month, which has really set me back in terms of video making. It's been pretty good. As I said earlier in this video, if there's any of these games you would like to see me elaborate on a little bit further, maybe do other videos for, just let me know. But equally, if there's anything else you would like to see on the channel at all, just drop a comment down below, let me know, and I will get to it as quick as I can. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's just my way really of showing you the other things that I do get up to in a month. If you've made it this far and you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've got new content coming out all the time. I'm going to be covering a lot more GT Sport in the future, and hopefully a lot of Dirt Rally too. Use the like button to show me that you actually enjoyed this, and also to help the video grow, and I'll see you all on the next one.